All right, guys, you asked for it midstream. You guys want to know how to start your dwarf fortress and get yourself set up for success. We're going to go through all of the embark considerations, all the items, dwarven skills, everything that we need to survive a dwarf fortress right next to a necromancer tower. We're going to go all the way through the first year. So, I picked this spot because it has soil, because it has fluxstone for steel, because it has all of these different metals, right? And I wanted specifically to be next to a tower, right? And you guys, let's get those hello YouTubes out. I know that you guys, like my wife, love seeing your name show up, you know, in the annals of YouTube history. So let's get them out. Hello YouTube. See, there she is. Twistedly Sweet is my wife. All right, guys. So we found a good place. It's got a babbling brook going through here. We use the Embark Assistant that goes through DF Hack. Here we go. So, I know that there are tons and tons of options that are available to us, but I really like preparing for every journey very carefully. So, the most important thing that you can have right from the get-go is someone that has appraising. Because if you don't have appraising, then you won't have accurate counts for your bookkeeping. So, we're going to give them a single point of appraiser because I like spending my points very stringently. We're going to make 2 proficient growers. Now, for more advanced players, you do not need your growers to be this talented, okay? I just like getting the food on the move nice and early. So it's worth the points to me. So, I gave that to the wrong guy. Trevor Inns, thank you for the raid. Raids are always welcome around here, and I appreciate it. We're going to teach people how to get through their first year, and this one's going up on YouTube. So we got our 2 proficient growers, and honestly, from there, I don't think we need any more skills just for now. So let's go over to the items, right? Now, for new players, I would highly recommend that you start with a pick and you start with an axe, but that's not how I'm going to do it. Okay? We're going to start with the raw materials to build these things. So N for new, we're going to type malachite, because this is an ore that will give us copper. Let's give ourselves 20 of that. All right? Now I know that we started somewhere that has a lot of wood, but here's the thing. You're not going to be able to chop a tree without an axe. So let's get cherry wood. Cherry wood is a wood that smells very nice, and I like it in real life. We're going to give ourselves 30 of it. That is overkill, just letting you know. What we're going to do with this wood is we are going to build a couple of our starting workbenches out of wood. We're also going to burn it to turn it into charcoal. You can also just start with charcoal, but I like making things cheap and a little bit more difficult on myself. Next thing, we need blocks. All right. I pick cheap blocks. Let's pick a nice color if we can. Do we have orthoclase? We do. All right. Let's get 15, just to get us started. Stepladder, we can make that out of wood. And look how expensive it is. 50, we just saved ourselves 50 points. Crutches, not really that important. We'll start with 1, I guess. Splints, also not that important. Buckets, I think buckets are important. Quivers, we'll start with 1. Ropes, giving ourselves more of those. Bags hold our seeds. Bags are also kind of hard to wrap your mind around nice and early. I'm going to give ourselves a few extra. All right. Cloth, not that important. Thread, we'll give a little more. We really don't need all this food, in my opinion, but we do need lots of seeds. So I would say, at the very least, start with 10 of everything. We're going to start with 32 plump helmets, though. Plump helmets are very important. Okay? Now look, we only have 12 points, so maybe we can shave off some points somewhere. Here's my idea. We're going to make these growers be a little bit less proficient. We're going to make them competent. Okay? I like having turkeys. nice and early on, a gobbler and 2 hens to start us off, and then 2 cat. Good stuff. Now, I know that people really like having dogs, so here's my thinking. We're going to reduce the amount of thread that we have. We're going to give ourselves a breeding pair of 2 dogs. I think that's looking pretty good. Let's see. We don't need all this food. Like, they're just giving us plump helmets. We can cut that down a little bit. Pond turtles, we don't really need that. So we have 64 points to go. What should we splurge on? Sometimes I like looking at this menu. I would prefer to do some, like, copper bolts, because they're really cheap and they're really dangerous. Each one of these stacks comes with 25 bolts. So if we have 10, we have 250 bolts right from the get-go. The number on the right side, if you're asking about this column, this is the cost of one item associated with the column on the left. So like one goat kid would be 26. If you're talking about these points, these are our remaining points. So we have 44 points to go. Let's see. Any like worthwhile animals that we could get? Get a couple ducks. Yeah, a couple ducks. I like that. 26 points to go. Let's spend them on skills. We'll have... Let's see, can we do this for 2 people? No, just novice. Let's see. 2 adequate miners. All right, I'm fine with that. We can't buy any more skills because the skills at the very least cost 5. So let's buy 1 more item. I'm just kind of scrolling through to see if anything catches my eye. Not really. Maybe more wood or something? One point. We'll just get some black sand, I guess. Okay. We're naming the fort. Youth tube. Our group. We'll call him like the ancient stunt. How about that? Can we do like stunts? Yeah, the ancient stunts. Alright. I like this, and we need a symbol. Let's just do like a square, maybe? One square and a triangle. Let's add another symbol. So shape, we're gonna do a triangle. Oh, there's no triangle? Pyramid? I was just thinking of the YouTube symbol, but that's okay. Image of a square. Works for me. Change the name. The Youth of Tubes. Done. Alright, we have everything we need. So, we're gonna start. Press E to start. Alright, so we're in. Now, what I do every time when I start is I zoom all the way out and I get a good look at what we're dealing with. So we have a lovely babbling brook that covers the whole map. And if we go up a Z level with shift less than, we see a hill. Shift greater than brings us down, and all those fuzzy things are trees. So, we got a lot of things that we got to make immediately. I had a little note card, so I'm going to grab that note card. There we go. It's just a note card that I made for a separate stream, and it was a pretty comprehensive list of the things that we need right early on. I just need to add smelter, because smelter is not on the list. Alright. So, this is how I do my rollout, okay? Very first thing. Manager, broker, bookkeeper. They're all going to be the same person. This trader right here is the one with the skills. So we get the trader, right? Very important thing that's easy to miss. Down here, settings. We're going to hit S for settings. Highest precision. This means that all of our stocks are going to be counted correctly. Okay? Now that we have that menu set up, I'm going to say wooden chair. This is needed for an office. Wooden table. Also needed for an office. Now I'm going to say copper pick 1. Copper axe 1. Okay, we're good there. Awesome. People are asking for dwarf names, so here let's name them in order. I know that we had one really early on. The name was Soup Too Small. Soup Too Small Mining. Soup Too Small. What else we got? We only have a few names available to us right now. I'm just gonna check my my channel point redemption log, and we'll use that as a guide. Show me the request queue. Let's see what we got. 4, add a name to the game. Wow, 73 requests today, guys. It's crazy. All right. Where is the most recent one? I think that's it. Okay, so Soup Too Small Bulldozer. We are very quickly running out of room for names. Chat. Only the first 7 get in, unfortunately. We'll get more. We'll get more in subsequent migrant waves. Alright, so I see Bulldozer. Who else do we have? Pasoa. And he's telling me to actually be gentle this time. No promises. Pasoa. And then Kylania. Evil YouTube. It's a funny one. Hikios. Alright, friends. We got 1 slot left. 1 slot left, but we'll get to that when we get to it. So, now we need to think about where we're going to put our fort, okay? We don't even have a pick built yet, but we'll get on it. So, I think that, honestly, right down the middle is going to be just fine. It gives invaders plenty of time to get over to us. So, I'm going to build in, like this. Now, that's a pretty ambitious chunk to take out. So, we're only going to do some of this for the early game, right? I'm setting it with a top priority by using -sign to select 1. That means very first thing that you do. We're gonna go out like this. And then I think this is a great place for a farm. But we don't need all of that space immediately. So I'm kind of just marking the area right now, you know? I think we just got our last name. What is it? Grumpy McDruther's face. Alright. I love your names, guys. I do. Grumpy McDruther's face. Yeah, thanks a lot, Mint. Appreciate that a lot. Alright, so now what we want is to build our very first industries, right? So because we need a pick, we need a metalsmith's forge, right? We're gonna work backwards here. This makes the finished project, the finished product. Then we go in, so just to go over controls, right? B enters the build menu, then E enters the furnaces. We need a wood furnace in order to make charcoal. I'm going to put that right next to the forge, okay? Then S for smelter, because smelters are used for making bars. So there we go. we got those 3 up. And then I would say next important thing to do would be making a C carpenter workshop. So we go build, W for workshops, C for carpenter. And we'll just put it right there. We'll make it out of logs because we don't need to waste our blocks on it. Now don't worry, when you build these workshops, you can reclaim them, like you can destroy them and you'll get back the materials you used to build it. These are not staying outside, I can guarantee you that. Outside is the danger zone. We don't want that. So, now that we have those things taken care of, the issue is, if we unpause right now, our dwarves are not going to do it. Because, now this is with DF hack installed, which comes with the Lazy Noob pack. I think it's called the PE Starter Pack in the year 2022. But I'm an old head. I've been around for a while. I remember when it was called LNP, Lazy Noob Pack. I press U for units, L for laborers. Now, you'll see, every one of these black symbols means they are not going to do that labor. So, we need to fill this out. We need a lot of labors done. We're pretty much just going to fill all of this out for now. Doctor jobs, growing jobs. Here. You know what? Yeah, we'll have them be full-time doctors, that's fine. Then fishing. We need to be careful with fishing because, you know what? I'm not going to assign it right now. We are not struggling for food, and dwarves can get stuck fishing all day. I think that was intentionally programmed into the game, and I find that kind of adorable, that you can get stuck fishing all day. Gem cutting and gem setting, not even important right now. Crafting, everyone's on crafting. Now, you may be asking yourself, Scoop, won't these dwarves be too busy to get things done with important jobs like mining? And the answer is yes. We're going to curate this list depending on how active they are. And then this is a very important column, building designer. The A stands for architect, and several buildings in Dwarf Fortress can't even be designed unless you have an architect. So, Druthers is asking me, have you tried Dwarf Therapist? Yes, I have. The reason I don't use it is because it's a separate program and I don't like point and click interfaces. I really like that this is like built into the game with Dwarf Fortress and DF Hack, and it's really visual for me. Like, a lot of people prefer Dwarf Therapist, and I would give it a strong recommend. I just don't like it, personally. And then everything over here is like fighting skills and more fighting skills. And then we have like teaching and discipline. You know, these are not labors. That's why it's in a different color. We can't select these. I think we have a pretty good labor spread right now. The only thing we don't have is woodcutter, because woodcutter is overwritten by hunting, which is listed as ambushing in this game. I'm following the letters up here, H for hunter. So here's what I think. Expedition leader, yeah, sure, you can do hunting. Planter, you're gonna do woodcutting. These two peasants also gonna do woodcutting. We only have one quiver, so that means only one of these guys can actually do hunting. So I'm gonna switch my manager off of it. I think we have everything that we need to build those industries. So I am going to unpause and see where things go, but I think it would be a really good idea if I set a new meeting zone. Okay, so I pressed I to enter activity zones, and then I pressed enter to start defining it. I drew out an area, and I pressed enter again to finalize it. Now, right now, none of these are lit up. That means that it is not set as an activity zone. I'm gonna press M to make it a meeting area. Basically, the first meeting area in the game is an invisible one, and it's right on this wagon, okay? The dwarves are going to move over here whenever they're idle, so we want them to go to the meeting zone when they're idle. I think it would also be a good idea to set this up as a pen/pasture with N, and then we need to add animals to it or else it won't work. Shift N opens that. Dog, dog, cat, cat, duck, duck, drake, drake. Turkey, 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 but no horses. Hey, Sassy, thank you so much for the sub. It's a great way to support the stream. I really appreciate it. Oh, it's very high viewership today, I gotta say. Cordelia with the sub, gifting subs. Guys, I love it. I love it. This community is amazing, honestly. I know the sub sound is very jolting. It's from Tony Hawk. So I know. So one thing about this game is it will randomize your wagon animals. This time we got two horses. Those are grazing animals. They need a large amount of space to graze. So I think we'll put them here. Here, let's give them some water too. So we'll make a really big grazing area. N, Shift N, horse, horse. Easy. So, I think our dwarves are going to get to work. Here we go. What we really want is to see the smelter and the forge go up. Those are the two most important things. So there they go. Building workshops. I think we've got it. Okay, so we need the wood burner, the wood furnace, okay? Charcoal. We have no charcoal right now. So I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3. So that's pick, axe. So we need 1 charcoal to smelt and 1 charcoal to forge. So if we're building 2 tools, we need 4 charcoal. So there they go. We'll zoom in a bit. Now, I love using the manager menu. How you get here is you press J to enter this menu, okay? This is a really helpful menu. It's for jobs, J for jobs. And then Q goes to the manager menu, I think. No, it's M. M for manager. Now that we're in this menu, you press Q to queue up a job, all right? We're going to queue up smelt malachite. And it says 0 for perpetual order. You can also just press enter. I just want them to smelt every single bit of malachite, right? So, when they're good and ready, they'll get to it. So they've made a chair. They're probably going to make the table very soon. Now, don't worry about these warnings down here. The manager is just constantly queuing up jobs until dwarves do them. So now that we have the table and the chair, it says it must be inside, so we gotta wait till we have a pick. Okay, so smelt malachite ore. I'm gonna press T to check what is inside of buildings. It's like interior. I use mnemonic devices to try to remember these things. So this carpenter's workshop has the chair and the table. Great. This smelter has charcoal in it, but it looks like we haven't yet forged something. That'll come soon. Yeah, we're looking good here. Okay, we need to smelt some bars, and then we need to turn those bars into picks. Can you put a shout out for bringing cassiterite and tetrahedrite and then making bronze from ore? I mean, you can certainly do that, but it'll be more expensive, and I'm not into that right now. I am much more interested in cheap-ass copper. Okay, the pick is done. So that means the miner is going to get to work. I'm going to go to these labors, and I'm going to make sure that the miner doesn't get caught up doing anything at all. Okay? Just turning off some of the non-essential labors. They should start mining any second now. Any second. There it goes. All right. So we have 1 pick made. That's great. So here's what I'm going to do. Charcoal. I'm going to queue up 2 more. But they're going to smelt all my malachite. So I'm going to remove this for the time being. We're making 2 charcoal. We're going to smelt malachite times 2. And we're going to build another pick. Copper pick 1. All right. So now that we have indoors, this is just like speedrun strats right now. I'm used to doing like really difficult embarks, like haunted glaciers and stuff like that. So this is how you get stuff in really quick. So I went to build, C for chair, and T for table. I did them one at a time. So now the dwarves are going to go to the shop, bring them out, and now we use our favorite button, Q. We press R to make it a room. Press enter to finalize it, and we're going to do the same here. Okay? Once you have a room, you can press A to assign it. We need to assign it to our manager. Which one's our manager? Right here, Evil YouTube. I'm gonna have to say Evil YouTube a lot on this video, aren't I? We're gonna assign both of these to Evil YouTube. And if you aren't sure if you have everything you need for the manager, press N to go to Nobles. They have requirements, they have demands, and they have mandates. So requirements have been filled. You can press Enter to look at them. They need a meager office, they hold a meager office. We're good to go. So that means that our manager is going to go update the stockpile records. Now, a very important note, if I press Z to go to status, it says that we have like approximations on how much our stocks are worth. You know, they don't really know, not for sure. Once the stockpile records are updated, it'll show you exactly how much we have. And this is really important, really, really important for the fort. So I would say next important things are getting farming, getting some stone, and building a bridge so that we don't have to worry about invaders. I think that would be a good idea. Correct, the manager doesn't need to have an office to make job orders, but we do need an office to get stockpile records updated. So we're gonna do a cool little trick here. There are creatures in the game that can destroy buildings. And one way that you can defeat them is by putting the building on a separate Z level. A Z level represents like a layer. If you know about topography on maps, every one of those lines represents basically like a Z level. So if I zoom out, see how we're underground right now and you can see the rivers and the lakes around? This is because we're at Z level underground 1. Think of it like a basement level 1. If we go up a level, this is the surface, demarked by a 0. If we go up another Z level, we are at Z level surface plus 1. This is like, you know, going up higher. I think in other languages other than English, they call like the first floor like el primer, or something. Oh, I forget it in Spanish. But this is not a Spanish stream, so we don't have to worry about it. Piso, primer piso, that's it. I just remembered. So also, just as like a convenience to me, so if I move over here and I press F1, there's an automatic hotkey that zooms us straight to this wagon. I don't find that very useful anymore, so I'm gonna set a new hotkey by pressing Shift H. Now, by default, F1 is selected, but I can press the other F keys, right? And you see it moving around. So I'm gonna set a hotkey here, F1, and then I press Z to set it. I think the name gate is just fine, so we're not going to change the name right now. So I'm doing some more priority 1 digging, and I'm going to press Enter to start the designation and bring us over this way. So hopefully our other miner will get on the job before too long. In the meantime, we're going to have some idle dwarves. How we can remedy that is we can press D and then P for gather plants. This is a really big deal for us to gather plants, so I'm going to make a nice, big, top priority job and tell them to pick up all these plants, okay? I want them to put all these plants really close to us so we can get them. So I'm going to put it right here. However, one thing that's really dangerous about food stockpiles designated the way that I did is they're going to put everything right there. Everything. So, to make a stockpile, you press P for stockpile, right? F for food. Easy enough. Now we have to change the settings. Q to queue up some change, and then you'll see that S tells you that you can change the settings. We want to change these settings, and I just want plants and fruit. So I blacked all this out by pressing B to block all. We're going to permit the plants. We're going to permit the fruit, and for now, we're going to permit the seeds. This stockpile is not permanent. I just want it to be really close to the mouth of our fortress so our dwarves can access it. Once we have a proper farm, I'm deleting this stockpile and I'm going to remake it so it's more efficient. But this will work for now. I guess we could put meat and fish there, but I'm not that concerned right now. If I was being really good, I would do that. I'm not being really good. Warning. Okay, this is looking pretty good. I would not say all stockpiles are temporary, but you should always be looking to optimize your stockpiles. I'm a big fan of efficiency. Also, I noticed that my dwarf left one tile, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark everything he's working on as a priority 2, so that he goes and works on that. I think really all I need is that one tile to be set. Yeah, I finished it. Okay, build P for plot. We're going to make a farming plot. I like making my farming plot, my starting plots around this size. I think it's a decent size to start with. Let's see. I'm just trying to think how to make this layout nicely, because if we put one here and then yeah. That's pretty good. You don't need very many plots to start your forge. That's the truth. In RimWorld, you need a crazy amount of plots to sustain only a few people. So, what we're going to do right now is we're going to make a stockpile. There's a bug in the game that's preventing me from doing what I like to do. I like to use the custom settings, and I like to place them down, but for some reason with food stockpiles, it just doesn't work that way. I'm going to pause to make sure that no nonsense happens. I don't want them to start hauling food, because this could get messed up. So, P for stockpile, F for food. And I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 individual plots, because there are 6 staple foods in a dwarf's diet. So, of the utmost importance is plump helmets. So, I'm going to ban everything, and I'm going to go to seeds. I'm going to press S to search, and I'm going to type plump helmets. We put plump helmet spawn. That's just another way of saying plump helmet seed. Very, very important. You can use these for food and for drink. Gonna move to the next one. All right, and we're gonna do the same thing for each one of these staple foods, like cave wheat. Go to the next one. B to ban. Go to seeds, and then the next one would be sweet pods. So we select sweet pods. Go to the next one. Next one would be quarry. Oh yeah, quarry bush is the name of the mature plant. What we really want is rock nuts. All right. Next one, dimple cups. And the last one, I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. Pigtails. Pigtails are like textiles. They make cloth. So now that we have all that sorted, I am going to get rid of this stockpile. It no longer serves us. So, we got that figured out. We probably have an axe by now. So I'm going to press D to designate, T for tree chopping, and I'm going to make this a top priority job. We're going to cut down like 3 trees. We're going to need so much more wood than that, but I think this is a good start for us. So, just going to figure out some of this building here. I have changed my mind on something. Instead of having 3 staircases, we're just going to do 1. Okay, we can build more staircases later. I'll explain why once we reach rock. So there we go, and then we can go all the way out, and then I'm going to press J to do a down stair. Build it there, and then I to build an up-down stair. Okay? I've gone down a Z level, and I'm going to start my designation and move to the side. Now, all of the designations up till now have all been on the same Z level. Dwarf Fortress supports multi-Z level designations. Just because I like being organized, I'm going to go down to 10. Okay? Now, down staircases cut a hole, and then they cut a hole in the floor from where they are. Upward staircases cut a hole in the ceiling from where they are. Up-down staircases cut a hole in the ceiling and a hole in the floor with a staircase between them. So right now, I don't want it to go up-down. I want it to end at the 10th floor. So you see, we're on the 10th floor. I'm going to press U to make an up stair. And I'm going to set it like that. And I like making a landing just because it looks nice. We'll make a little landing. Okay? So now, I think it would be a very wise decision for us to queue up some defenses, okay? Cage traps are overpowered as hell. J for jobs, N for manager. Q, cage, wooden. All right, we're gonna make 10. All right, now rock, mechanism, 10. We haven't even hit rock yet, but we need mechanisms to activate cage traps. So, we're doing pretty good here. I'm pretty happy with this. Other things that we need include a still, so that we can brew alcohol, and getting everything inside is a pretty big concern. So, I don't think that's a top priority thing. We'll make that a second priority thing. There we go. Second priority. Let me think here. We have some idlers right now. Smelting malachite is a great idea. Yeah. All right. Let's see what the dwarves do. Oh yeah, we need to set our fields, but right now we don't have our farmers establishing them yet. Once the farmers have like tilled the land, we will decide what plants we want to grow there. It's a fun process. I'm also going to press J, N, Q, and I'm going to queue up a hatch cover out of rock. We just need one right now. Remember how I said that building destroyers can't destroy a building on a different Z level? Think of it this way. If a creature somehow gets past our defenses, they run over here, they go down these stairs, we can trap them right here, because if we put a hatch cover right here, they can't get to us. I also just realized one issue that we have with our fort. Maybe you can spot it. Maybe you spotted it already and you're seething in your computer chair. What's going on here is we have left our farms open to the world. So I think a wise decision would be to make a passage like this. And then we will plug up this passage with walls once we're able to. So these farmers need to start establishing our grow areas, and I don't know why they're not doing it. Gotten down to rock yet? We have gotten some rock. We need lots of rock and stone. Lots of rock and stone. So I pressed Q to look at these jobs. Looks like he's working on the wooden cage right now. That's great. Our metalsmith forge has not done anything. I'm going to press T to see if the pick is in there. Doesn't look like it. Another way that we can check is by pressing Z for stocks, Z for status, going to stocks, and going to the weapons. I see that we have one pick and one battle axe. We're going down to level 10 because we want to definitely reach stone. If we don't go down that deep, we might just run into all this like sand and mud and stuff, and we can't have that. I don't know why my dwarves haven't yet established this this area as a grow area. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to assign growing to more dwarves so that they get on it. There we go. So if we zoom in, you can see a very slight difference in this tile set. I normally play ASCII, and it's a lot easier to tell with ASCII when one of the fields is ready to go. So now that it's tilled, we have 4 seasons, A, B, C, D. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. We start in spring. The very first one that I always make is just plump helmets all the time, because they grow at all times of the year. So I'm enabling plump helmets on all of these. Don't touch fertilize. You know, that takes potash away, so I'm going to cancel fertilization. Potash is a really useful material in like the mid or late game. We don't have any of it. It's not going to do anything, but I want to prevent them from using any of it. So we have another one established. I like to make my second one based on textiles. So dimple cups go in the spring for me, because that's used for dye. If we go to summer, we're going to use pigtails so we can get cloth. Autumn, more pigtails. And then winter, dimple cups. It's almost done. Okay, it's done now. Hetzau asks, outside the price of the for the merchants and damage and armor for weapons and armor, Do different kinds of materials do anything for items? E.g., if a dwarf makes a chair out of fancy wood, is there any bonus for it? Yes. So goods have different, raw materials have like a value to them. They have density, they have shear, HP, like breaking. They have a melting point. So like weight and value are probably the two most valuable things in there. Like, take for example, if you make a warhammer out of adamantine, which is incredibly light and incredibly sharp, you're not going to have a good blunt weapon because it's like hitting someone with a wiffle bat. You know, it's really lightweight, it doesn't carry a lot of inertia. So, what you want is heavy materials for your warhammers. You want iron, you want silver, things like that. Sure. The grind never stops. I'm gonna eat and teach. So, in this farm plot, I personally really like beer. So we're gonna put cave wheat in there. And you know what? In the springtime and in the winter, let's do... let's do sweet pods and plum helmets, just because. Alright, now this one, we're gonna do... Is there anything that we missed out on? We missed out on quarry bushes. Now, quarry bushes can be kind of cumbersome because you have to, like, you turn them into flour and it takes up a bag. So I don't really want to do too much in the quarry bush region. So we're gonna do plump helmets for now. Let's see. Oh my gosh. I've got a big ass plate of Taco Bell, guys. My lovely wife who understands this whole streaming thing. Oh, we got an ad? Alright, we can wait. We can wait a little bit. We pound some of this. I would love a Taco Bell sponsored stream. I got an idea. While I'm eating, ask me any questions you want. Any questions at all. And then when we reach like a good like stopping point with the food, I'll continue with the fort. The dwarves like the idea. So I will address your questions after one packet of hot sauce. So Hikio says, so you have 4 plots but 6 seeds. We have 6 seeds, 6 types of seeds that we want to plant, and we have 4 plots. But here's the thing, they don't grow during all seasons. So just so you can see what I'm talking about, what's on the screen right now is spring. You know, we only have 4 options available. In the summer, we have the option to plant everything. Everything's on that list. If we go to the autumn, we only have 5. And then, in the winter, just 2. So we're trying to diversify. Once you harvest, you still have the seeds. So the seeds live inside of the plant. You can get the seeds out of the plant in a variety of different ways. You can eat it raw, you can brew it, you can process it, or you can mill it. There are lots of different ways to handle this, and there's an entire galaxy of fruits that you can plant outside. So there's a difference between exterior foods and interior foods. And Teishas, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can stick around and learn a thing or two about Dwarf Fort, or maybe you're just here for the entertainment value. Either way, thank you for being here. So if we put a plot outside, we could plant blueberries, potatoes, tubers of lots of things. Generic Twitch name, that's a funny one. Hey, Scotty. Dwarf Fortress, man. Hey, Sarah, did you know that we have a Discord now? Sarah's a good friend. She's good people. Very good people. Yeah, 1 follower to go. I love it. Generic Twitch name, I swear to God you were a bot. You have redeemed yourself in my eyes. Thank you for having an actual comment. And thank you for the compliment. I really appreciate that. So, I'm going to go through more of chat questions. Any questions you got, I'm here for it. I'm just going to answer questions while I eat. Maybe this will make it into the YouTube video, maybe it won't. And yeah, we're recording a YouTube video right now. Chat wanted a guide on how to start a fortress and get through your first year. So that's what we're doing. Yeah, druthers, I really like seeing how other people go through it as well. Like, I really focus on doing things fast. I want to be as efficient as I can, and then I work on making things better, if that makes sense. Like, I just want to prioritize haste, because it's all about getting all your shit indoors. The 3x1 entrance thing won't slow us down since we're putting a bridge there, right? Yep, that is the plan. That's the plan. You can get soil to plant on any Z level. Sort of. So, soil will naturally occur close to the surface and next to really big pockets of water. So, like, underground lakes and stuff, you can find soil around there. And near the surface, you can find soil and clay and sand and all sorts of other soft, lovely ground materials where you can plant. If you're trying to grow plants in a place where they don't belong, your only option is to flood it with water. Once water, like even 1 out of 7 depth of water, touches a tile, it becomes muddy blank. If it was on granite, it'd be muddy granite. You can plant in muddy areas. So that's one option that you have available to you. 30 hours, good lord, Taylor. I think that's a great question, Maverick. I like having a lot of copper, nice and early on. And the real answer is I have enough experience that I know exactly what I need to get off the ground. I wouldn't recommend that for a new player. I would say start with a pick, start with an axe, and then maybe start with some malachite along with it. You know, you can really get by doing that, but I just wanted to save money. So that's the long answer. The short answer is I'm cheap. Right on, generic Twitch name. I'm really glad you're here. I think that learning from a content creator, learning from a streamer that you can directly interact with is a great way to learn. And honestly, guys, download the game now. Download it now. Make a world. Start your fortress and follow along. We can do this together. You can ask me, like, why aren't my dwarves doing this? Why is this happening this way? Oh no, one of my dwarves is hurt. How do I set up a hospital? You know, all those things. This is a great forum to ask questions, get them answered in a quick and timely format. It'll also save you a lot of Wikipedia Googling. So, Druthers, to answer your question about the military, it all depends on your population. Because if you have people... So, I do like doing the all-hands-on-deck training method where I have a whole bunch of dwarves training constantly and doing no labor. But you have to think about percentages. Like, what percentage of your workforce is not really a workforce? You know, if they're going to be training, then they can't be hauling. If they're training, they can't be making food, making alcohol. Really important things like that. So I would say maybe like 10% is a decent number to aim for early on. You could have like two dwarves and have them train constantly, get them up to like adequate, competent, proficient level, and then have them relax a bit. Yeah, hauling is a massive labor burden. I would agree with that. That's so good. I don't know if you guys have been to Taco Bell, but I love their cheesy gordita crunch. This is not a sponsored stream. And they put like a Doritos Locos taco in it. It's like a cheesy Dorito Locos crunch or something. I don't know. Kind of fun. Why move the meeting area from your wagon? How often do you get things stolen from your wagon when you do that? You know, you do bring up a good point. You are leaving yourself a little more vulnerable by doing it the way I've done it. My plan is to basically get everything inside quickly. So once we have a little bit more of our hill dug out, I'm going to make a stockpile there, and I'm going to force my dwarves to haul it all. And I guess force is an incorrect term. You can't really force them like in RimWorld. They will get around to it. But there is a solution. Here's a solution. You could pasture a dog right next to your wagon, and they can act like a literal guard dog. Because I think if someone tries to steal something and the dog is adjacent to them, I think they stop stealing it. I could be wrong on that. But really, the best thing to do is make sure that there's nothing out there with stockpiles. I'm going to take fertilization off of all of these. Just because I don't want them to. Mmm. Need to put more sauce on this. I like spicy stuff. I actually collect hot sauce. I have basically like a whole shelf in our pantry dedicated to hot sauce. Also, chat, don't forget to stay hydrated. Don't forget to stretch. Take care of yourselves. We're just taking a short little food break right now, but I'm still here to answer your questions. Any question at all that you have about any phase of Dwarf Fortress, I'm here for it. Just lay it on me. Yeah, we even have a channel point redemption that says hydrate or dihydrate. That fast. Elenia was on it. What's up, Curtain? Bruv, the stream is going so well. Look how many viewers we have. Yeah, right, Laruka. Also, Curtain, you missed it. Kit Fox and Blind IRL came by the stream, and Kit Fox, I think, gifted some subs. It was awesome. We also had Cleano Dev. Really good stuff. Thank you, Carlania. Appreciate it. I need to grab a napkin. I have stuff all over my face. Forgot to tell you, already threw up after you bought. Just a little like gag and like little drip. Yeah, it feels stick. Little too stiff. Maybe he ate like too big of a thing and it was like tickling his tummy. It was just hanging out right here. He went, yeah. We were. All right, we're back. We're back. All right, let's get some more answers to your questions. I'm still eating food, so we're still on a little content break right now. Was your late game solution to moods always wanting adamantine for metal or cloth when supplies are so potentially limited? Do you generally just sacrifice dwarves to insanity if they aren't already highly skilled? That's a really good question. Here's one solution. Lock it away. Lock away your adamantine behind a drawbridge. Don't let anyone in there, okay? Only, like, drop the bridge and have a dwarf go work with it, like, right when you need it. This is another way to keep adamantine out of your hospitals. Just literally make an adamantine vault. That's what we have in our last fortress, in the spooky one that Curtain is asking about. Yeah, that's a good solution. Locking it away and making sure no one can touch it. But personally, I'm okay with dwarves turning adamantine into artifacts because you might get an adamantine weapon, amazing. You might get an adamantine armor piece, unbreakable and amazing. Or, in the worst case, they're just making something ridiculously valuable. The artifact multiplier coupled with the adamantine value is just going to skyrocket the value in your fort. Like, it's not unheard of to see, like, millions of dwarf bucks worth of value come out of an adamantine artifact. So, I don't think it's the worst thing that can happen, but I completely understand if you're like, I only have 10 adamantine, what am I gonna do? Like, that totally makes sense to me. So if you're afraid, lock it up. How'd the spooky fort go? It's still going. I mean, our countess went insane and berserk and started attacking people, and she is now dead. So rest in peace, 2002 PT Cruiser, Chrysler PT Cruiser. That's sad. We've got a great military. We have a ton of adamantine. We are kind of like a big trading hub for all of the dwarven and human civilizations. We accidentally pissed off some elves because we chopped down, like 10 trees, and they're like, don't do that. They got really upset with us. Oh yeah, we tried to wall up a child named Joffrey. Someone redeemed kill a random dwarf. We rolled a random number generator, and it selected a child. It's really hard to order a child what to do, so it's very accurate to real life. And we eventually just caught him while he was sleeping. He was sleeping in a room with 2 other children. We sealed up the door, we waited until he died, and then we unsealed the door. Oh, you want to see my kitties? They're taking a nap right now. I'm gonna refund you that. because they are just not in a place where they're ready for it yet. Yeah, killing dwarf children is definitely a bad idea for normal gameplay, but it's a stream, you know, we like to have fun around here. And he was named Joffrey, you know, after Game of Thrones, after that monster, so I don't feel bad at all, simply because of his name. Just so you know, chat, like, killing your dwarves in any way is bad. Killing children is really bad. Don't do it, but it's entertaining, so that's why we do it. F is right. Liruko asks, can you mine really deep and search for adamantine? Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're definitely gonna do that. I'm gonna try and get adamantine in the first year. Not the, not what I would suggest for new players, but we can do it. We can definitely do it. I got adamantine in like the first, I don't know, like 2 or 3 months one time. I was just like rushing adamantine. The reason for that was I was getting into adventurer mode, and because I was not very good at adventurer mode, I was like, you know, this was years ago. I was like, let's make the best set of armor and weapons and everything that we can. We're going to put them into a room, and then I'm going to bring my adventurer onto this site in adventurer mode, pick it all up, put it on, and then go adventure. So we just like went straight down, basically. It was kind of fun. Sounds like our music has stopped. Ah. Gigawatts! Thank you for the follow. At the current moment, we are just taking a short break so I can eat some food. And I'm answering some questions in the interim. But we're actually filming a YouTube video right now talking about how to survive your first year in Dwarf Fortress. Now, keep in mind, this is not really like a beginner's guide. This is like how Scooty Loo survives his first year. So some of these topics are a little advanced. Holy cow, we did reach the follower goal. Outstanding. We did it. We need to find like a way to celebrate getting follower goals. Because, my friends, the real goal is 1,000 followers on Twitch and 1,000 subs on YouTube. Because once I reach both of those, like, sponsors are gonna have a hard time denying me. And I really want to get sponsored streams. I really want to get sponsored stuff. I want to be able to give discount codes to chat and do giveaways and stuff. Like, I'm really looking forward to that. But we gotta climb there. It's a big climb, but we'll get there. Damn, Kylania with the gifted subs. That's 5 today. Listen, Kylania. Was it you that gifted all those subs when Kit Fox came in? Blame Lucio. I'm sorry, I'm a fan of Overwatch, and your name just makes me laugh. That's a really funny one. I like that. BP Dapper, I stream a lot of Dwarf Fortress. This is like a nearly constant thing. During a more normal time of the year, I will stream Dwarf Fortress, I will stream Escape from Tarkov, and I will play multiplayer games with chat. Honestly, it's just like what games I like, you know? But right now, Dwarf Fortress is hot, and I cannot hide my excitement for the December 6th release. So I'm streaming every day. Long streams. Teaching Dwarf Fortress every single day until the game comes out. Then when the game comes out, I'm going to be streaming, teaching how to play the new version. And we'll be experiencing it together. I'll learn from chat. Chat will learn from me. It's going to be a lovely symbiotic relationship. But, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, DP Dapper. Why so? Is it because of the games that I play, or what? Chair stream, worst stream. What are you talking about? All you do there is farm channel points. I didn't even mean to do that. I'm just glad you guys didn't pick up my microphone. I mean, We were just having our nice little domestic life, you know. I know the mic was live, and you probably heard little nice domestic noises. I hope you didn't hear me, like, spank my wife or anything. You heard about the shows I enjoyed. Oh, Summer Heights High! Oh my god, that show is hilarious. That show is so funny. Okay, guys. Yeah, eventually I'll have to braid my hair on stream, and it's gonna be a disaster because I don't really know how. That'll be fun. Oh, DP Dapper. You found the right stream. Definitely. My question for you. How long have you been playing Dwarf Fortress? Because I've been playing for about 11 years. It's a good living under a rock game, I'll be honest. Like, if I had to go work in Antarctica and have, like, absolutely no internet connection, I would just bring Dwarf Fortress. I could play it every day. I could entertain myself forever. Elenia's right. It's a great community. Whenever I finish my stream, I do my best to host or raid another streamer that is streaming Dwarf Fortress, and I tell them, you need to go do the same. And we just keep the raid train going. Oh. Thank you, Yak of all trades. Yeah, I would play Caves of Koob. On a carrier penguin, basically. So I'm still eating, but I want to see if we have... No, we have all our names. Never mind. I was gonna say we have name slots open, but we do not. Not yet. Harona Kesh, you can play the new version on the plane. Pertane, no, it did not fail. It's going very strong. I'll just recap the things that I said. So, our Countess went crazy. We had to kill her. We have a ton of adamantine. We're kind of like a trade hub for the nations of man and dwarf. We accidentally pissed off the elves by cutting too many trees. A huge bird, like 5 times the size of an elephant, called a rock, came to town, and we sent our military after it, and he bit the head off of Artie. But it died. We killed a rock. It's kind of amazing. Also, someone redeemed kill a random dwarf. So we found a dwarven child named Joffrey, just like Game of Thrones. And we locked him in a room, starved him to death. 2 other children had to watch as Joffrey starved to death, which I'm sure traumatized them. And then we let the children out. And those 2 children are still alive today. If you remember Death to Bender, that was one of the children that witnessed this atrocity. Okay, it was an accident. Here's the thing. I know a lot of Dwarf Fortress people are like, screw the elves, burn the trees, piss them off, wage war with them. I like getting their unique exotic animals. I like getting their leather and cloth bins. I like trading with elves. You know, we don't have to be best friends, but trading? Definitely. We did accidentally piss them off. Yes, 2002 Chrysler PT Cruiser was the name of our Countess. She went crazy, went berserk, and we had to put her down. It was kind of sad. I would agree. I think the Steam version is going to be easy. Absolutely, Curtain. You could spend your entire life just reading World Gen histories. It's kind of crazy how much detail there is in it. I will admit that I generated a small world. I just generated like just a little island, and I used that island as the setting for a huge D&D campaign that spanned a few years at my college. People loved it. I just came up with a couple of location names that made more sense. Like, I said that there was a dwarven fortress up in the mountains attached to a volcano, and it was called Copper Castle. And there was just a huge vein of copper there, and they used the magma to power their forges, and they just like supplied the entire nation with weapons and armaments. They had so much weaponry and armor that they kind of like tanked the economy on it. So getting a sword was super cheap. Getting a full set of armor was really cheap. They had a war with the elves. They dug underneath the elves and like tried to collapse their civilization, and like the elves used water magic to try and like flood the tunnels. It was a blast. It was so much fun. Dwarf Fortress is just a fantasy generator. I love it. Oh, dude, Dwarf Fortress bugs are hilarious. The one with alcohol poisoning and cats is probably my favorite bug in any video game. It's just a really good one. I'm probably gonna have to save some of this food for tomorrow. Stay strong, brother Curtain. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Guys, it's like 3 days away. It's literally like 3 days away. Oh my god, Kylania. I didn't get to experience that, but that is super duper funny. Holy cow. I didn't know that was a thing. Another good one. So way back in time, way back in time, wood in general was really hard to come by. So you see on the screen, like right over here, you see like the trunk of a tree. That's how big the whole tree used to be. They used to be a single tile. You cut down one tree, you get one wood. And it was really hard to survive that way. Multi-Z level trees with branches and leaves and stuff were introduced later. And in the first release of multi-Z level trees, for some reason, when dwarves got scared, they would climb up the tree and they would just sit on the branch and they're like, I'm stuck. And they would just stay there forever. And they would just like starve or dehydrate up there, and they just wouldn't leave the tree. Super funny stuff. I remember another bug where animals would randomly get elected to mayor and they couldn't do anything. I remember one time I had a really good fort going in that version, and then a llama got elected to mayor, and I was like, come on. I had a really badass expedition leader who was like a legendary axe dwarf, legendary fighter, legendary armor user, like all these accolades, a real hero of the people, legendary brewer, all these skills. And I was like, this expedition leader is a shoe-in for that position. And then they elect a llama to mayor. Super funny. I don't think I can eat all this. I'm gonna go see if my wife wants my food. I didn't even touch all because that was special sauce that you brought right now?
No, I just think the butcher bastard.
Okay. We could also find another butcher. I'm sure we could find a butcher open up.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be the same. Probably find something.
I would really like that. That seasoning is way too good. It's way too simple. Like, I put a lot of effort in seasoning, and the fact that it's just like this is
Okay. So the one I'm bound to, they are open. But there's also one on George Washington that I haven't been to, and they're also
a couple places.
I was also and they have one what I know available. I'm also planning on going over into Kennewick to look at centers that I could borrow. So I maybe 5-10 minutes ago I asked them to let me know when the earliest they're available because if it's around the time that we're out, I'd rather do that first and get gas.
Yeah.
And then groceries.
And I'm totally fine streaming later than usual, like starting late.
Yeah.
Because that we really need food. That's a job I like to be involved in.
I would because you're more like every day.
We're doing great on meat. That's the biggest thing for me. All right. Okie doke. Now we can get back to the stuff. So I'm gonna catch up on chat, and then we're gonna carry on with the YouTube video. So for trade posts to spontaneously explode because people turn up to carrying bags of magma. Oh my god. The Necro Bacon Bug exploit, which takes advantage of how strength buffs directly translate to muscle mass and how corpses risen by necromancers tend to get pretty hefty strength buffs. It's like a dwarf made GMO. In adventure mode, if you attack an opponent with a stack of items, each item in the stack hits the attacked body part individually, dealing the same amount of damage each time. As a result of this, one can go around destroying enemies with stacks of lettuce. What a game. What a game, guys. Alright, so we were doing some farming, and I neglected to protect us in an effective way. So we're gonna revise our defenses a little bit. Yeah, we'll give that a check, Kylania. Thank you for keeping me squared away. Okay. So let's see. We got A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. We didn't do C or D. So this one is plump helmets. I think this was the alcohol one. And then this one, A, B, C, D. Yep, there we go. Oh, really, Kylania? I'm happy to hear that. Spreadsheet crew! I literally use a spreadsheet for trading. I save little screenshots in there so that I know exactly what people want when they want it. You need refined coal? What do you mean? I thought we had plenty of coal. Let's make some more. Nice. Okay, so now that we have that all sorted, I am going to cancel these designations. And I'm going to cancel these designations to keep us safe. And I'm going to build a wall right here out of shale. There we go. I'm going to start the music over because we're in the sad music. We don't want sad music. Yeah, see, they're trying to fertilize the fields, but I don't want any of these fertilized. Oh, it's seasonal. It's seasonal. Okay. So A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C. Okay, they're all canceled. Good. Yeah, we have a lot of copper bars. I think we can actually make a pick. I think we actually have 2 picks now. Good. So, now we're going to make a food stockpile. We're going to pause so no nonsense happens. And I'm going to make all of this be a plant stockpile. I want anything that comes out of those farm plots to get put here. Very important. Also, just to make things move along a little faster, we're going to make this a wood stockpile in the hallway, I know. And we need a still. What version are we playing? I think this is 4705. 4705. Just for the annals of history. I'm playing the Windows version. So what I did right there, I pressed Q, I went over the workshop, and I gave it an exclamation point by pressing N, which says, do task now! So pretty much once any available dwarf finishes their current task, they'll go do that task immediately. Really, really good tool. This is kind of a new feature to the game. Okay, why are you trying to fertilize the field? I keep telling you not to. Oh, I think I was trying to tell it to fertilize things. Silly me. Nice, now we have 2 picks, and we can do extra mining. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to save this. I like to call it splat, because it's basically just like, put everything here now. That's kind of like the goal with all of this. So I'm going to make it an extra big priority to dig out this section right here. And these sections. I'm just putting a 2 on those so they clear out a space for us. Looking good, looking good. Now I'm gonna combine a lot of stockpiles here. I would prefer instrumentals, but here's the biggest thing. It has to be copyright free. So most of the time that means video game music. You can request it, and if it doesn't work out, like if it has a copyright, I'll just refund you. You know, it's a real mess trying to navigate the Twitch copyright laws. That's the truth. It's really hard to navigate. So we're gonna say no plants, no seeds, but pretty much every other food. We don't want corpses here. Stone, maybe only ores of metal. Ammo, yeah. Coins, not really used in this version. Bars and blocks, yeah. We'll do that. Gems, no. Finished goods, yes. Leather, cloth, wood. We'll have a separate one for wood. Weapons, armor, sheet. Okay, so that's a nice big stockpile. Wooden bin. We're gonna make 4 wooden bins. Bins hold multiple goods inside of them, so they're really good for making space. Yeah, vocals also get distracting for tutorials. That's also a really good point. I completely agree. I feel the same way. So we have our splat hotkey. We're gonna make our ground level. So Shift H, F3, and I'm just going to call it like ground. Okay, this is going good. We need a place for our animals to live, I think. We were talking about being afraid of losing our stuff, so let's have a watchdog. 2 watchdogs. I pressed I to do an activity zone. I designated it. I pressed N for pasture, Shift N to put animals in the pasture. That's how that went. Hell yeah, follower goal has been met. I don't even know how to celebrate, guys. What do we do? Do we have a baby? What do we do? I'm gonna make a still. BWL makes a still. Make it out of cherry. Ooh, we're making our alcohol with cherry wood. I kind of like that. That's a good idea. P for stockpile. We're gonna pause. P for stockpile. F for food. Making this here. Ban everything, just drinks. Kill the children. No. Oh, I want magic so bad. I really think that this is like the perfect game for it. And I'll tell you the truth. I have played a mod that had magic and it went like perfectly with the game. It's really gonna be made better that way. All right, Fasoa, let's not kill a dwarf of your choice during a tutorial. Refund. Yeah, we're not doing that. Nice joke. No, that would be tragic. All right, so we are digging down here. That's good stuff. All right, let's get building some safety stuff. So, stock. So these are going to hold workshops. I like to do like 4 of them, but I think 3 right now is totally fine. And then this is the stockpile to hold the goods. And then I give dwarves extra space to walk by doing that. And then, I mean, with doorways, you can be kind of artistic with it. Like, you could do that and that and that. You know, just for art's sake. I will definitely hydrate. I will not kill a dwarf, but I will hydrate. I just remembered something. So, because all of this is top priority, that's kind of not the best idea. I want all of this to be second priority because we need the workshop area to get cut out first. I don't care about the stockpile right now, I care about the workshop. So this one's gonna be a mason. BWM. Next one is a craft dwarf. So I guess we'll make this out of wood because we have a decent amount of wood. What should we put in that spot? I'm thinking. So we're gonna need a butcher and a tanner before too long, but I don't think we need to worry just yet. Alright, so craft dwarf goes here, we'll make it out of wood. So now now that we have that, it's going to make a hatch cover. That hatch cover is going to keep us really safe around here. I think it'd also be a good idea to make some rock doors, maybe like 4 of them. So let's see, BW, and what I do is I look at these parentheses and I see, what do I not have? And I start thinking, what do I need? So we'll go from the bottom. Screw press, that's kind of an advanced thing we don't need yet. Soap, very advanced, we don't need it yet. Dyeing, also advanced. Ash, we'll need it eventually. Fish, probably a pretty good idea to have a fishery. I think we'll build a fishery on the surface. The thing is, we don't want our dwarves to get uh, too much fishing done because they won't do anything else. We talked about that at the beginning of the stream, at the beginning of the YouTube video. I think it's funny and realistic, but we're not gonna let that happen. We need a mechanics workshop, so I'm gonna press T. We need to make mechanisms as soon as we can. Mechanisms are gonna keep us safe. So I am setting a top priority build order for this. We're gonna put our drawbridge here, and this is gonna keep our entire fort safe. B, G, and then these controls, think of it kind of like W, A, S, and D with an extra dimension. So it's like up, down, left, right, and middle. But it's on the right side of the keyboard. So I press U to make it tall, M to make it smaller, K to make it wider, and H to make it thinner. So I go U, K, K. Now, you can have the bridge raise in 4 different directions, or you can have it retract. So you can designate those with W, A, D, X, or S. So I can make it go left, I can make it go up, I can make it go right, I can make it go down, or I can make it retract. I'm going to make it raise towards us because that makes the most sense. So, put this down, and what you really want to make this out of is something that is very resistant to heat. I went onto the Wikipedia and I looked up magma-safe materials, and I learned that orthoclase is magma-safe. It's also a very pretty yellow. Bridges require an architect to design them, so we made sure to give everyone the architect labor. Now, once we get that bridge up, we're going to destroy the wagon, we're going to take down all of these, and we're going to take everything inside. Another really good idea to get started on would be a wooden nest box, and we're going to make 4 of them because we have 4 creatures that can lay eggs. We have 2 turkeys and we have 2 ducks. So 4 nest boxes is kind of important for us. I think we'll have our turkeys and our ducks live here. So like a little cubby like that, and then a cubby like that. Maybe 1 more. Pretty important to take care of your animals, because if you don't take care of your animals, they will die, and they're kind of hard to replace if you have a breeding pair. Absolutely, Pigglewatts. We will get there. Wait, is that a Back to the Future joke? That's a Back to the Future joke, isn't it? 4.21 Pigglewatts? Or whatever it is. 1.21? Yeah! That's heavy. That's heavy, Doc. So here's a cool DF hack feature. Build, and then Shift N for a nest box. This is normal, okay? If we go to Shift P to do planning mode, this is a DF hack thing. It'll ask you like minimum quality, max quality, do you want it to be decorated, and what material do you want? I don't really care right now, but this will allow us to place multiple objects. So I'm gonna go Duke, Duke, and then I'm gonna go in here, and I'm gonna go Duke, Duke. So once we have nest boxes, those X's are gonna be replaced with nest boxes. We don't have them yet. We'll get there. Okay. Do we have mechanisms built yet? I'm gonna say N, do it now. Someone's gonna come do it. We need several mechanisms. We need mechanisms for traps, and we need mechanisms for our bridge. I'm going to have this bridge be lever activated. That's going to be good stuff. If a minimum quantity is not met, does it turn to refuse or just not satisfy the manager's task? It just doesn't satisfy the manager's task. If you're talking about the manager menu, that's what happens. Oh, minimum quality. Oh, gotcha. You're talking about the, like the planning mode, right? Yeah, this planning mode, they just don't put it down. They just wait until until it matches all of those parameters, they wait. And then when it's met, they put it down. Pretty cool stuff. Cool, we have no idle dwarves. This is good. And we already have some plants. Good. 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 All right, we're doing great. We're doing really good right now. Oh, really important thing. Z. Go to kitchen, okay? We need to turn... So if we cook with something, burning seeds kills them. Think of it that way. So if you cook with seeds, you can't plant it again. We want to keep every plump helmet seed that we can. So I say, do not cook. All right? Ratweed, I don't really care. You can do that. I think ratweed turns into a very pretty green dye. So I'm not all that concerned about it. Let's make a wheelbarrow out of wood. Make like 2 of them. Just so we can haul things quicker. Doing good here. You want 2 masterwork steel war axes. They continue making war axes until 2 are created. It's not mandatory to cook for their happiness. It is not mandatory, no. But it is a lot better. A lot better that way. I had to turn the music up a tick just because I am completely in love with the song. Alright. So, you know what? I'm going to press Q, and I'm going to add wheelbarrows to this. W, 2. 2 wheelbarrows. Brewing keeps the seeds, yeah. Brewing, eating things raw, processing them, milling them, pressing them, all of these things will work. Wooden barrel. So barrels are extremely important to Dwarf Fortress. I'm only building 2 because they can store a lot. I think we can probably store all of this in 2 barrels. Also, you see how we have flies flying around? I'm using an activity zone with I. I'm going to put cats here. Cats kill vermin. Also, we have our nest boxes. You see how they're like a lot bolder now? If you're playing with a different tile set, it's going to look different. This is just how Iron Hand works. Personally, I like playing with ASCII. I feel like I have fewer problems when I play with ASCII, but this is really good for viewers who may not understand what all of the freaky deaky symbols do. So, I think we're going to put our ducks in the smaller one. Duck, duck, drake. We have no goose, so I can't make a duck, duck, goose joke. Turkey, turkey, turkey. Hens are female, gobblers are male. And then a dwarf will grab them, and they'll walk over there, and they will put it in the room. And then when the females are ready to lay eggs, you'll see eggs appearing in these. Same thing with the turkeys. So it looks like we have run out of cave wheat seeds. This is good. There we go. Egg. Already laid. And already laid egg. Egg. So, here's a cool thing. Press T, and you can look at what is inside of there, right? This egg has already been fertilized. This egg has been fertilized. And this egg has been fertilized. If the male doesn't have access to it, they will not fertilize. I remember someone tried to convince me that animals no longer breed via spores, but I have proof now that they still breed via spores. I didn't see a male go in there. It's just like a walkable path. Look, no male is in here, and it says it's fertilized. So, that person was mistaken. I'm glad to know that I had it figured out. Okay, now it's time to build a lever. B, capital T for trap, L for lever. We're gonna put one right here. We do not have very good mechanisms right now, which is a shame. But we'll work with it, all right? Faster mechanisms work quicker. Sorry, higher quality mechanisms work faster. We're gonna put that down. Yeah, I make rock pots as well instead of barrels, but we don't have as many rocks right now. Okay, we have a ton of idlers, which tells me that 2 of these guys are miners. We need to dig out a lot more. So, this is not what you have to do, okay? We just happen to live in a little comfy fort right now, so we can actually invest in our dwarves' happiness right now. So I'm gonna make them beds, bedrooms, recreation areas, a tavern, you know, the non-essentials is what I'm making right now. I think it would be really fun to make like the world's best tavern in this world. I think that would be cool. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna we're gonna do something a bit ambitious. I'm just gonna do a little counting. So what I'm doing is I'm digging channels, which is basically like digging out the layer that we're on and digging out the layer below. So we're gonna make like a big open area because I think it would be cool. It would be cool looking. Maybe we can even like pump some water in there to have like a stream going underneath. You know, I'm feeling a bit ambitious about this. So let's see. You're getting to see my design brain working. I'm just a really big fan of this kind of setup. Okay, so now I'm going to make a stockpile for finished goods and furniture. So here's a really good tip. All right, once you are dug in and you have your basic defenses set up, generate as much wealth as you can because the first traders that come in, if you can trade a lot of goods with them, you're gonna have a huge leg up on the next year. So B, Shift, D. This is a depot for trading. All right. I think right here is a good spot. Yeah, we'll do that. So we're gonna dig this out. This will be a top priority thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to put it one tile closer. Okay, interesting. Interesting to hear that about the Steam version. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, I just realized something. We didn't put this in a good spot. Hold on. I'm glad I stopped them before they began working. Because we need enough room for the wagon to maneuver. The wagon is a 3x3. There we go. You see, if I put it right here, they would get stuck. They wouldn't be able to get in. Alright, there we go. Trade depot. We'll just use some logs. Alright, let's cut some more wood. And then we will go down here, and I think we should make some more not trade, but workshops. We want to make a lot of trade goods. There we go. Very big deal to get that going. Also, if you generate a lot of wealth, more migrants will come. That is like the biggest thing for us. So, rock pot 100. Rock craft 100. Yep. Anonymous, I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, that's not a bad problem to have. Not at all. So, we're going to destroy, like, everything out here and move it indoors. Yeah, I really like being able to buy leather. I'm a huge fan of that. Are these kangaroos? Kangaroos. Alright. Cool. Interesting. Crossbow. Wood. 1. We're going to build a bunch of workshops underground. So, let's get a leather works. Let's get a bowyer. Let's see. Butcher will be nice. We're going to need that soon. Farmer's Workshop also very important. We'll put the Farmer's Workshop right next to the... Oh, right. We want a forge. Okay, they haven't destroyed our forge yet. So maybe we dig out right here and we go for our Farmer's Workshop. I'm a little nervous about these plants here. They need to get harvested. So let's make another food stockpile. I like to pause before we do any food stuff. Ban everything, plants and fruit. I just want every single one of these plants to find a home, because if they sit on the plot for too long, they will wither. We got an idea. What if we dig down to the magma sea? Wouldn't that be a good idea? We wouldn't have to worry so much. You know? I'm just designating some of this as a way higher, a way lower priority, because, you know, we don't really need all this done. How to mine a vein? Sure, that's a DF hack trick. We'll do that for sure. Short answer is D, and then hit A until it says auto mining ore gems. That is the short answer. Yep. Anonymous is on it. Okay. So now we begin the long and dangerous digging designation all the way to the ground. So, now that we have our bridge all fully designed, and I know that we have our lever as well, we're going to go down to the lever. Q to queue up a job, A to activate it, and we're going to say B bridge, or the class bridge, and we're going to pick the highest quality mechanisms that we have, and I'm gonna say N to do it now because that is a really big deal. Also, I see that our stuff is destroyed, I think. Is that our furnace? Yes, okay, good. Good. So I want to get this underground ASAP. There's our anvil. Hey, Jer Henning. We're teaching people how to play Dwarf Fort. We are also making a YouTube video right now talking about the first year of a fortress. Now, this is not intended to be like a newbie's guide. This is how Scooty Loo handles the first year. What are you doing? Okay, good. For building doors in front of these, you say B, D, and replace them. Jer Henning, thank you so much for the follow. Tons of Dwarf Fortress content to come. To keep us safe, what we really need is a hatch cover. Remember how I told you about building destroyers not knowing what to do with like different Z levels? If we place a shale hatch cover right here, the creatures, if you think about their pathing, you kind of have to think like a AI programmer sometimes. If the AI comes through here, they have to go down here, and their only way up is to get on the staircase. But they're on Z level, basement 1. If we go up, we're on surface level 0. They can't destroy this. We are completely safe. As long as nothing really, really hot burns that. So I guess a better option would be to make it out of a magma safe material, but we can get to that later. All right. I think that they are digging down. They are digging greedily. Good stuff. There we go, cavern 1. All right. And a downward passage. So a downward passage is an indication that if you follow that passage, it leads you to cavern layer 2. There are 3 cavern layers in total, and below that is the magma sea. And below that is spoilers. I'm not saying anything about spoilers. You guys can find it out yourself. So I want to see where the downward passage is. Right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Shift N, and I'm going to make a note. All right? I'm going to use these symbols right here to scroll through and find a capital P for like passage, right? And I'm going to press P to place it. I'm going to name it Downward Passage. All right? So, yeah, that passage is just going to keep on going down, 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 down. Which honestly is a pretty decent spot for us to start our staircase. So I'm putting a downward stair there just to mark it. As you can see, over here is where we were trying to dig down, right? Imagine you're a dwarf. We go down, down, oh! So a dwarf was standing here and dug down their staircase. They opened this up, and now we have vision. It's kind of like an RTS game, right? We have a vision cone. We have cleared the fog of war, but the problem is things live in the caves that can mess us up. So we need to seal this. So I'm going to go up a layer, and I'm going to put a floor over the top of that. All right? Out of the nearest material. I'm also going to designate, and I'm going to press X, which will remove designations. I don't want any more digging to happen here. No more vulnerabilities. So I'm going to go all the way down, because I designated a lot. I just pressed enter and it cleared everything. All right. So I'm going to press A to open announcements, and then I'm going to hover over discovered an expansive cavern deep underground and press Z to zoom. So this is showing me right where the breach happened. I'm going to save a hotkey here. F5, Z to set the level, and then N to name it. I'm going to call it Cavern 1. So I want to get over to that downward passage that we found. So I'm going to press Shift N. There it is, the downward passage. So that's where we need to go. So if we go like that, and we dig like this, I'm just going to like way overestimate it. Okay, and then I press F5. All right, and then we go up a level. I'm going to connect this staircase, okay? So enter, down, down, move all the way over here. So we need it to meet right here. So I'm gonna stop right there. Then we go all the way over here. And now I'm gonna build a downward staircase like that. I'm gonna build an upward staircase to meet it, and I'm going to take out everything that I drew. So we have a connected tunnel right now. And then, once we get to this station, we are going to continue our massive, massive deep dive underground. This is how to speedrun Adamantine. So, I think we're pretty set up there. What we need our surface dwarves to do. It said it for a second. We had 2 idlers. We want to make sure all of this nonsense gets inside. Blocks, bags, fish barrel, all that needs to go indoors. So, I saw some of that was wood. So, wood. Some of that was bags. I think that is a finished good. So we do that, and I'm going to make it specifically in the settings. So Q, S for settings. Finished goods. We're going to ban everything except bags. Oh, is that furniture? I guess it's a furniture thing. Furniture, press F to ban everything in that category. Bag. Boxes and bags. I also saw there were some barrels there, so we're going to store barrels. I think it's a furniture. I could be wrong. Barrel. Large pots and food storage, and also other large tools. I don't remember exactly what that consists of, but I think it's important, so we're going to leave it. We're doing pretty good right now. Oh, we need bars and stuff. We really need that. So I am going to dedicate a small portion of this to bars and blocks. P, B for blocks. Hey, Monty, thank you so much for the $10. We did burst through that follower goal, and I had no idea how to celebrate. Thank you for teaching us how to celebrate, my man. Strike the earth, rock and stone, grab a drink, brother, take life by the beard, etc. All sorts of dwarvy things. So I think another really good goal for us would be to make a safe passage over this brook so that we can fish and we can get water. So right now we have 25 drinks. We need more drinks. I'm going to teach you something really cool. J, M, all right? Q, we're going to say brew drink from plant. And I'm going to give it a very big number, all right? 500. Now, we are going to go to a very advanced menu that I love. C for conditions. This is going to automate a lot of orders for us, all right? Right now it doesn't have any conditions. A to add one. I to change the item. We're going to say drinks. All right? The goal here is if we have less than 500 drinks, brew 500 drinks. It's going to be amazing. By the way, what is this sour please? I've seen it pop up a few times, but I don't know what it is. Care to elaborate? Oh, here. I'm gonna try and enable those because I think that I can make my screen chat box accept those. Okay, it cleared chat. But we're gonna go. Alt Q to change the amount? Oh, that's a good one. Thank you. I appreciate learning more and more hotkeys. We're gonna press N to change the number. We're gonna say 500. Q changes the inequality. So what this translates to is if we have 1 drink available, we're queuing up a job to make 500 more. If we have 501 drinks, we will not brew anymore. But the second that we dip to 499, we're queuing up 500 more. So the goal is basically always have 1,000 drinks. I know it's a lofty goal, but we can do it. So I'm also going to say rock pot. Okay, 500. We're gonna do the same thing here, all right? Conditions, add, item, pot, number, 500, inequality at most, Alright, same thing as the last one. If we don't have 500, we're making 500. It's a pretty big number. Pretty big number. I'm okay with the cancellation spam. It doesn't bother me. We can also change it if we want. Like, maybe we can make it like 200. You know? We could do that if we were so inclined. Do we have a cloth storage area? I'm gonna set some of this up for cloth. This is all temporary storage. This is basically like danger kind of planning. Like, oh no, we need to get stuff inside now. We're gonna make this way more organized later, I promise. Migrants! Awesome. So, I know that we have some people that want dwarves added. So, let's see what you got. Higawatts was first. So this is a miner who has some military experience. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Alright. Gigawatts. Alright. And then who's this? Ooh! Competent swords dwarf. I love it. I love it. Alright, copper sword 1. Just to get ahead of it. Oh. Wooden shield 5. Barrel domo. Barrel domo. I like it. Anyone else? Just 2? Just 2. Alright, Corona Cash. Jeez. Alright, so we don't want dwarves to just stand outside, so I'm getting rid of this meeting zone. I'm going down here, and I'm turning this into a meeting zone. Make the whole thing. Meeting. So you should see these guys run. Yep, there they go. You guys need to get all these goods inside. Come on. Yeah, alright. So let's see how our downward passage is going. Doesn't look like it's really going. Oh, there they go. I have an idea. Just to make it a very high priority that we reach adamantine on time, I'm going to dig a priority 1. Yeah, there we go. Oh, you can make a fire extinguisher? Man, Coot is such a fun game. I'm a big fan. Alright, so now that we... Okay, we made the forge. Let's make a smelter. Keeping these things next to each other is pretty good practice, so I'm going to put a bar stockpile here. And we're going to put a stone stockpile here, but it's specifically going to be meltable stones. So I'm going to go in here, ban everything, permit metal ores. That's it. By the way, this music comes from the new soundtrack, so I hope you enjoy. Awesome, we made a sword, so I think we should take this guy and stick him in the military. Nobles. We need a militia commander, and it is going to be Barrel Domo himself. We're going to press M to go to the military screen. Now this screen has a lot to it. It is also not a perfect screen. C to make a squad. Metal armor. Now, currently if I press E for equipment and hover over this guy, it says individual choice melee. I guess that'll work for now. They don't need a metal shield, so I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna press N to go to uniforms, and I'm gonna go and look at everywhere where it says shield or buckler, and I'm gonna say any material, because it doesn't matter. N, any material. N, any material. Oh yeah, we need a butcher shop. I think a butcher shop would be a wise decision. So here's what I'm thinking. We're going to turn this into a refuse stockpile eventually. There we go. Oh, only a little bit. Only a little bit. Okay, Cavern 2. And another deep pit. That'll bring us down to Cavern 3. We are almost to the adamantine. So, I pressed A, and now I'm going to press Z to zoom. Alright? So right where this is where we discovered our pit. I mean, our cavern, right? That's where we discovered it. Okay. So this time, what we need is we need to build a wall here. Like this. Actually, better idea. We build a floor. Like this. Okay? So we just plug that up and we don't think about it. We're going to make a top priority dig to get around this. Okay? Since this is diagonally adjacent, we have to get rid of it. Otherwise, if we dig it, big issues. So I'm going to press enter here, and I'm going to get rid of a bunch of these designations, because they're going to mess us up. We don't want any more vulnerabilities than we have. So I'm going to get rid of these. Oh, he's going to be trapped if we build that floor. So, you know what? Maybe we tell this guy to keep digging down here. You really got to use your noggin on these to make sure that you don't pierce through anything. Yeah. So, up-down staircase can keep going. Alright, let's make sure we have no vulnerabilities here and we don't trap any dwarves. It's very easy to trap dwarves doing this. So yes, we can continue making up-down staircases in a triple format like this. That's fine. Can't do it there. Alright, so this is the very last place where we can do it. We'll actually get rid of this one. Okay, so let me just use my noggin here and think about what these dwarves are going to go through. So they're digging down, they're digging down. That tile is fine, but if they do that, they need a safe place to go. So if they dig out like that, and they dig down here... I've thought about making a macro that just like handles all the early game stuff. I've considered that. But you know, they release new versions of the game kind of frequently. I didn't want to get involved with it, you know. Okay, we don't want this to be built. So this dwarf is going to keep doing his thing. That dwarf is going to keep doing his thing. So we're going to dig down. We don't need this little passage. And that's not going to work. Okay, we do need a little passage. So let's try digging down here, building an up down here that digs down to here. And then we just tell this guy to dig here. Yeah, there we go. I think I got it figured out, guys. And then we go way down. Thank you for the link, Mint. Y'all are amazing. Oh yeah, Mint is a big Dwarf Fortress fan. Go fast. Oh. Okay. I think this is looking pretty good. So, I'm going to set another hotkey. So, expansive cavern. Great, right? We need to mark this. So, Shift H, we're going to go F6, Z to zoom, and we're going to call this cavern 2. Now, there was also a deep pit. Ooh, that pit really goes. Interesting. I wonder if that pit turns into magma eventually. I'm a little interested. You know what? For the sake of the video, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so he can dig out of that, and he will dig up. We think we're happy. Okay. Hotkeys. We have cavern 2, so that's F6. I'm gonna mark it here instead. Zoom. Alright. Let's follow our dwarves and make sure that they don't get themselves stuck. That is the biggest thing that we could mess up here. Yep, they're doing great. They're both fine. I see that we have 0 idle dwarves, so that's really good. Nice. Alright, so that dwarf is digging that, and this dwarf is going to dig us straight down to the depths. Whatever that could be. Please no spoilers, chat. Hey, Gus, welcome back. We're doing a different fort this time, and we're in the middle of a YouTube video, so say hi, YouTube. I'm showing people how Scooty Loo would do a first year in Dwarf Fortress, and I'm trying to show that getting to Adamantine in the first year is possible. What can I tell you about the art? Here. First off, it is not mine, so please allow me to credit the artist. He is an artist that I know in real life. He's a very, very, very cool guy. His name is Drew. His online handle is TimBuckDrew, and you should definitely give him a follow if you think his art is cool. Go onto his Twitter and tell him I think your art is cool. Alright? He's got a YouTube channel too. Very cool guy, very charismatic. He's making a YouTube channel now on video games. Very talented artist. Very, very talented. What's really cool is Drew and I met at Boy Scout camp, and we were, so I was with my group, right? And we were bored, and I had played Dungeons and Dragons for the first time like a few weeks before we went there, and exactly, we're seeing what Drew drew. So we were at Boy Scout camp, and this was like a few weeks after I played my first ever D&D campaign. You know, I was a player, and I was just blown away with what you could do in the game. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever, so I need to be able to share this with people. And I took on the mantle as DM, and we didn't have any dice, so we used a deck of cards, and we just drew for our results. We drew on a scale from ace to 10. An ace is a natural 1, and a 10 is like a nat 20, basically. And I just devised this whole system in like a day based on a 1 to 10 system, and we went through an adventure and stuff, and we were adventuring at the mess hall, and Drew, I noticed that he was like scribbling things on a pad, and I was like, what's going on? And he's like, oh, sorry, I couldn't help but tell that you were playing Dungeons and Dragons. If you don't mind, I've really been liking what I've been hearing, and I would like to come sit with you and maybe perhaps draw the things that have been going on. You know, are you okay with that? And you know, everyone in the group is like, oh hell yeah, like that sounds awesome. Like, what have you drawn? And he shows us these amazing drawings of like dwarves and orcs and goblins and humans and like chainmail and plate mail and all this stuff. And I was just like, wow. So we told him about some of the scenes that had gone on in our game, and he drew them fast. Like, he drew like 3 scenes in less than a day, and he like colored them and stuff. Like, the guy is amazing. We kept in contact, and what's really crazy is there's this crazy website that starts with a 4. I don't remember the rest of it, but anyway, on that website, they have a Dwarf Fortress thread, and I was hanging out there, and I noticed that some of his art was getting posted, and I'm like, whoa, hold on, like, I think I knew who did this. Like, this is done by Drew. And he's like, how did you know my name? How do you know me? All this stuff. Banned Liruko. Banned. 100% banned. What are you talking about? I've never heard of this website. Anyway, so Drew himself was posting it. He was posting it on that website, and I sent him a text message. And I was like, Drew, is this you? And he's like, were you the one calling me out? And I'm just like, dude, that's amazing. Like, how did we I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Kylania's comment. Who appears to have a profile picture of the Grinch holding a gun. I'm sorry. That shit is just way too funny. Maybe I'll put it on the stream. But anyway, I encountered him on that website, and I was like, no way. We reconnected, and I was like, dude, we need to be friends. You know, we need to step this relationship up. You are obviously a very cool guy. I didn't know that you were a fan of Dwarf Fortress. Like, let's keep this going. And you know, we have stayed in contact. He ended up moving to the state that I lived in. Like, he moved to my hometown, and we've done a ton of D&D stuff together. He himself is a DM. We bounce ideas off each other all the time. He likes to do historical fiction and stuff, and he's helped me with my campaigns as well. He's a really, really smart, wise, resourceful guy. And if you have a Twitter, go give him a follow. If you have a YouTube, give him a sub. He more than deserves it. He's a really cool guy, and I hope that you too can experience what Drew has to offer. That's my whole Drew spiel. Very cool people. One of the coolest guys I've ever met, frankly. All right, so we need to build a floor over this. Okay, so once that tile gets knocked out, once this tile gets knocked out, we'll build a floor over this. Dude, these caves are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And maybe we will flood them with blood. Maybe. Okay, we have a miner without a job. That's fine. That's fine. The goal is to rush adamantine. Adamantine before winter. I think we'll get it. Yak of all trades, you are so quick on the names. I appreciate it very much. So we're gonna put a floor over this to plug the hole. We don't want any nasties getting into our fort. Alright, we continue our descent. Alright. You guys still haven't hauled everything. What's your deal? Huh? Malachite? Well, I see that people are tasked with hauling it, so that's good. We got some thread that we haven't taken care of and some cloth, but you know what? I bet they'll get to it. I bet they will. We'll get there. Maybe we make a meat stockpile. So pause, P, F. Just telling you the keys that I'm pressing. enter, designate, Q, S, B, P. Now it's a meat stockpile. Some of them are using wheelbarrows, yeah. Some of them. Alright, let's follow this miner. Oh, also, one tip about miners. When miners come in during migration waves, there's a very high chance that they will have a pickaxe. So if you start your fort and you don't do the scoot rollout, like you don't have metal already, it's gonna be really hard to get a pick. Like, really hard to get a pick. So finding a miner, huge boon. Huge, huge boon. That's also a big reason why I do the rollout that I do. Alright, another cavern entrance. Raw adamantine! We did it, boys. We did it. I want to see your most excited emotes in chat. Everything you got. This is huge. Huge, huge, huge. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah. We did it. Oh, lots of nasty things underground. Alright, so that's where we burst out. So let's zoom way out here. Maybe not that far out. There we go. Thank you, guys. You will not get timed out. You will not get banned or anything for excessive emotes. Why would I ban you for excessive excitement? I want you to share my excitement. Alright, so now we gotta plan our way down. Oh ho ho ho! It's magma time. I love it. We made it. We made it. Alright, so now, same thing, because we punched a hole, we do not want anything to fly through it. So I'm going to make a nice safe passage, and then we are going to plug that hole with a floor. I think our music has stopped. I just want the excited dwarf noises. That's right, Corona Cash. I love this. Alright. So we have located the magma. The magma has been located. I think this is a pretty good entry point. So we'll take this as our entry point, and we'll dig a path over to it. Alright, guys. So, it is time to find a resting place for our adamantine. Let's dig it right here. You're using the band hammer? Alright, fine. Cool. Oh, I really like that red panda one. That red panda one is great, Kalenia. The Iralia pop, that's really good. I like that one. But we need to lock up our adamantine. Adamantine is extremely precious, and we need to make sure that nobody squanders it. Alright? No one. So, here's the adamantine. I am going to save a hotkey right here. 4Z N adamantine. Alright, so this is going to be a stone stockpile. We are going to say nothing except Adam. Nothing except adamantine. And we're going to use 3 wheelbarrows to haul it all. We're going to queue up wooden wheelbarrows. We're going to queue up 10 of them. Alright, we're in celebration mode. Let's check the units just to see if there's anything out there. We got troglodytes in the caves and an eagle on the surface. Not even worried about the troglodytes because we plugged those holes. We plugged those holes, friend. That's what we do. That's what we do around here. This music is very slow. This one's slow too, but it's dwarfy. Oh, it's all good. So there's the adamantine. Got plenty of cavern layers. Oh yeah, totally banned. 100% banned. Are you kidding me? Bannable offense. Ban, ban, ban. You know me. That's all I like to do. Alright, so... Now, boys and squirrels, we gotta figure out how to get into the magma sea. This can be difficult from time to time. Alright? It can be. But it's not gonna be this time. I've done this a lot. Okay. So we dig our probe downward. Those 7s are water, yeah. So like this is the actual water layer, and then if we go up, okay. It brought us to the very top. Looks like the caravan is here and they want some of our goods. So I'm gonna go to our trade depot. I'm gonna say R to ask our trader to go there. G to move some goods. What do we have for them? We have lots of crafts. We made these specifically for trading. Tools? I mean, we could give them some booze. You know, I kind of feel like giving them some booze. I think we're just gonna start with the crafts and see how it goes. Also, we need cage traps. So, B, capital T, C. Alright. Placing cage traps. We place them in the hallway because it's a choke point. All the nasties are going to get caught by that. Nasties account for a large amount of enemies in Dwarf Fort. A lot of things can be captured by cage traps. They are extremely, extremely overpowered. I would highly recommend you use them. So these guys are asking us what we want. Alright? I'm all about them bars, baby. That's really all I want. And the way that I raised this is I held shift and then I scrolled to the right, you know, with the numpad. I play this game with a numpad. I would highly recommend using a numpad for Dwarf Fort. It's good stuff. Now they're going to be like, oh look, we are going to overcharge you for all of the things that you want. Whatever. Then they're going to be like, well, what if you give us these things next year? Now, normally, what I would do is I would take a screenshot of this and I would put it in the spreadsheet, you know, spreadsheet gang represent. And then I would know exactly what these guys want for the next year. However, the purpose of this fort and the purpose of this YouTube video is just to show what happens in the first year. And this trade agreement does not apply to the current year. Everything is bought and sold at the regular 100% value, okay? These things will fluctuate over time, but it doesn't matter right now. So, I don't even care. And then they're like, oh yes, I look forward to meeting you next year. Our fortunes rise and fall together. They sound like strong bad. Okay, we have a warm stone found. Alright? Indicated by this sun symbol. Alright, depending on your tile set, graphics pack, ASCII, all that stuff, this symbol will change. Basically what it's saying is, I want you to imagine a Rubik's Cube, okay? You know how every face has 9 sides? Well, the center of that is adjacent to a ton of tiles, right? This is saying that one of them is hot. All right? So, here's what I'm thinking. We are going to expand this like this. Not only will this give us good rock, but this will also give us a lot of potential entry points down into the magma. The goal is to find the magma, put our forges, smelters, kilns, glass smelters, everything that's powered by heat on top of these. Then we don't have to use charcoal ever again, except in the production of steel, which is a special case. This is a really exciting moment for us, and I'm pumped. So we're just going to do a little exploratory channel, which is going to dig down one layer. I don't know why it didn't designate. I said channel. There we go. And I'm going to mark the rest of these as a 2, just because I am very curious about this probe. Whoa, 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 whoa. Dwarf has entered a martial trance. That only happens when they're in combat. Yo, what is going on here? They're fighting monkeys. Very cool. Very cool. So it looks like our dog strategy did not work. Our dog got the crap kicked out of it by some monkeys. And one of the monkeys stole a rope. It's not the worst tragedy to happen, but, you know, we gave it a try. We tried having a watchdog. It didn't work out, but we learned something. See, look, they're just getting messed up. Dead monkeys. Are we ready to trade? All right, so we can press G to move more goods, or we can T trade. You can trade as many times as they are here. We're gonna trade right now. I know that I wanted to give them all of this stuff, so I'm gonna shift enter, okay? In this screen, it's telling us how much we're giving them and how much they're profiting. I wanna make a little money off of this, so I'm gonna take their iron bars, their bismuth bars. Let's see, anything else good? You guys got like leather? I would love some leather. A cloth bin would be nice, but maybe just like a couple cloth, like that. Oh, that's kind of valuable. Let's see, do you have anything less valuable? Not really. We'll just get a couple of those. I don't see any leather bins. I'm gonna press Q to search and I'm gonna type leather. I see like leather water skins and stuff. The reason I wanted leather was I wanted backpacks and I wanted quivers. Quiver, quiver, backpack, backpack. I think that's a decent start, honestly. Trade. You want to make sure that the traders have a profit. That's important. I just don't want to spend too much time on the trading for this video. These guys are loading cage traps. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. We have basically brought everything indoors. Basically. This fort is going really well. What the heck? A creepy crawler. I think we need to send a cat in here to kill that. Go get him, kitty. And then we'll send a cat into this one. Cat already killed it. This cat's amazing. Good job, kitty. It is like learning trading on Tarkov. Zeruko, I see that you too like difficult games because you played Dwarf Fortress and... Whoa, 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 troglodyte? How did a troglodyte get in our fort? Hold on. That means we have a breach. How did that even happen? Well, we killed it. Yeah, somehow we have a breach. I found our breach. I found our breach. So, yeah, it's this staircase right here. How do we get around this? I think we'll use miners. Look, there's another. Go kill him, please. Lots of troglodytes. Ah, they're getting in. I see. They're getting in from the diagonal. You see that? That's an opening. We can't let that happen. Build, Shift C, floor. We're actually gonna need a wall on this one. So I'm going to use planning mode so that I don't have to select the material. Put a wall there. Wall. This is the importance of plugging that hole. Troglodytes are not that big of a deal. Not that big. So we need to dig a different route. That's a good path. All right. So how I did that, because we have a squad, I pressed S, which brought up the squad menu. All right. I select the squad with A, and then I told them K to attack. It's like kill. And then I use the rectangle to kill that one, and then I use the list to kill the rest. So like I can go L, and then I can designate like A, B, C, D, E, F, enter, and then they will kill everything in that list. That's pretty much how that works. Okay, so they dug the channel. All right. Nothing to be alarmed about. So, let's see. I think the best way to do this would be dig down, dig up. Maybe not. How about like... Trying to think how to tackle this. Because you want to find where the magma is. That is kind of like the goal. Maybe we just build a staircase down and then mark the rest of these priority 2 so that we don't get our priorities mixed up. Dig this out. Priority 1. You know what? Dig up staircase, down staircase. It's all just about like finding where the magma starts in a way that does not light your dwarves on fire. They killed one of our dogs, the bastards. There it is. And more adamantine, I think. Sweet. So we found the magma. We found the magma before autumn, even. It's kind of cool. All right, we found the magma sea. Good stuff. So, what we really, really want is a zig-a-zig. That's not actually what we want. We want a lot of space in the magma to do lots of workshop-related things. Okay, the rest of this digging doesn't even matter. We're fine. So, let's go to the adamantine. Shift H opens this up, and it's F4, stored on F4. So here's what we do, all right? We're gonna dig really close to the adamantine, and then we're gonna stop. Yeah, there it is. All right. So I'm gonna like mark it. Okay? I'm gonna press M to go to marker only. And it's gonna turn it blue. Alright? Yep, that's a good spot. That's a good spot. Okay. And we're gonna dig over to it. We're gonna press M again to turn off marker mode. And we are going to make this... Nah, they'll get there. They'll get there eventually. We'll follow the militia commander and watch him kill troglodytes. I think that would be a fun thing to do. You see a lot of it, Kylania. We're just on a small embark. Like there's a lot more to see if you have a big embark. Oh no, he's limping. He's been wounded. Oh, I think he died. It's funny. Crap, 100. Migrants! Time for names. Alright, who do we got here? This person's legendary. A legendary poet. Let's see who gets to be lucky enough to be the lucky legendary poet. Last name was Beryl Domo. Here we go. We got Bunta. Bunta the poet. And then Sakuma. The Beavis fan is the name of a child. I think that's actually very appropriate. What else we got? Brain Brine Factory. Wait. Child's name. Brain Brown Factory. And our miner named Bigasticus. Good job, guys. Nice. I'm just gonna trade some more things, just, you know, get these guys off our back. We'll get some chain leggings, I guess. Nah, he's not gonna let us do that. Alright. We'll just get some plump helmets, call it good. I'm not interested in, like, min-maxing all of the trade agreements. Not interested. I'm going through like my big list of channel point redemptions that I've gone through, and I'm like marking them complete and stuff. You guys have asked to see my cats so many times. You guys really like them. Alright, we're all up to date now. Nice. Damp stone, I don't give a damp. Just dig, buddy. So hold on, I'm gonna look at this. So this is magma. This is not the step above magma. It's not. So, what we need to do is we need to dig out over the magma. What really sucks is how much water is here. Alright, so we have one going for the adamantine and one going for the magma. Good stuff. But at what cost? But at what cost? I mean, we have a whole bunch of troglodytes that are kind of just raising hell right now. I think they're all dead, though. See, these guys are about to raise hell. Here's an idea. What if we actually took care of our fort and we put, like, I don't know, maybe a bridge there? I think that would be a good idea, don't you think? Put another lever down. We need more mechanisms badly. Rock, mechanism, 25. So Shift N. I like to label my my levers. So I'm gonna press P to place one, N to name it. I'm gonna call it front gate lever. And then over here, we're gonna put this down. And I'm going to say cavern lever. And I'm gonna change the symbol real quick. An L for lever. And I am going to adopt selected symbol to change the P to an L. Same thing over here. L for lever. Let's go back to our mines. Because we're so close. We're so crazy close to having magma as an industry. Very close. He's just canceling the job because he's finding the warm stone and he's trying to protect us from magma. He's like, whoa, 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 why is the floor so hot right here? I feel like something's wrong, boss. Shouldn't I stop mining? And I'm like, no, go deeper. This miner does not understand the gravity of the situation they're in. We are about to have basically no need for charcoal. Charcoal is only required in the production of steel, which hopefully we will get to in the same year. When the year ends, the video ends. Okay. So this is an excellent place to begin. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go all the way back. I'm going to press Shift R to show us all the rooms, okay? This also shows us buildings. S to search, and I'm going to type Forge. I'm going to press Q once Metalsmith's Forge is highlighted, and it will bring us to the Forge, right? You see where my X is? Destroy Forge. I also want to destroy our smelter, because they are just going to use charcoal. I don't want that. Yeah, warm stone, I know. Have you guys gotten down into the adamantine yet? Doesn't look like it. Alright, let's go towards it. So this is a really good time to save. I am not at all against save scumming. Alright? This is a single player game. You can play it however you want, and I like save scumming. I should have pressed Alt S. I know that it was like anonymous, anonymal told me that I can press Alt S. I'll do that next time. So, if you want to avoid spoilers for Dwarf Fortress, right now is your time to look away. Now's your time to mute the stream, mute the YouTube video, go find something else. Either way, I'm glad that you stuck around. I'm glad that you're here. But, yeah, we might get into heavy spoiler territory, and if you want to leave it to yourself, I'm giving you now to leave. Here we go. I think all the children have left the room. I think we're good. There's the adamantine baby. Yes. Give it all to me. I want all of it. Yes. 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 I don't know why, but right now I feel like that Tommy Wiseau gif where he's like, would be like perfect for this moment. I don't know why I feel like it would be perfect. Like Tommy Wiseau from The Room. That's like one of my favorite terrible movies. What a story, Mark. Anything for my princess. I'm sorry, his laugh is just iconic for me. So I made that mark earlier, and we are just going to follow it down, down, down. Oh, there's even more adamantine. Ooh, hold on. So, B, Shift, here, I'll do it slow. Ready? B, Shift C for construction, X for an up-down staircase. Don't put it here. Someone better build that. I'll be back in a second, chat. I need to hydrate. I always hydrate when I pierce hell. It runs so good on your computer. Oh my god, the frames are just... Oh, thank you, Faso. I am definitely hydrating, but not dehydrating. We have made it. We made it to hell. That's it. That's it, everyone. A lot of open space here. Let's go down. Slade. Fox monster, silk web. Or Slade. Lots of open space. Plenty of Slade. As far as I know, you cannot mine Slade at all. And these are eerie glowing pits, which will basically just... nothing goes on past there. It's like throwing something through a black hole. Oh yeah, yeah. We're gonna put some bedrooms down here for sure. You know, we're gonna farm down here. We're gonna pump some water down here. Yeah. Oh, further reading. Raiding with a party of four. Yo, further reading. You were in the stream earlier. How did your fort go? Um, chat from further reading stream. If you do not want spoilers, look away. I think you guys need to look away right now. we did a little challenge. We wanted to see if we could get to the end game in less than a year, and we did it. So here it is. What's up, Raiders? Thank you guys for stopping by. We've been teaching Dwarf Fortress all day today. All day. Go ahead and slap that exclamation point up time. Yeah. Right on. La 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 wa. La 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 wa. La 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 la. Yeah, I said it right. Thank you for the follow. So we're in some very dire straits right now. Very normal things are down here in a very normal area, 120 Z levels underground, like a fox monster silk web. Very, very normal things. Nothing is bad. Nothing is bad at all. You know, nothing bad happens in our fort. Only good things. That's right. And these four are going to have the most fun of them all. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will see what happens when I click one tick. Horrifying screams from the darkness below. If we go to our unit screen, you will see that we have a lot of new friends. Ah yes, the Phantom of Fire, my favorite. But let's just look at some of these descriptions. A great blob composed of flame. It has two narrow tails and it appears to be emaciated. Yeah, I want to see what an eggplant brute is. A towering theropod with external ribs. It has feathered wings and it is ravening. Its eyes glow azure. Its eggplant feathers are long and sparse. Beware its deadly dust. She is very muscular. So, these are all of our new friends. They have come to say hi to the fort. These are very normal creatures that mean us no harm. They are extremely tall, extremely fast, muscular, tough, and they can fly. They can climb. They can destroy buildings, and there are very few ways to kill them besides a very experienced military. So, let's see what happens. We'll just go one Z level up. I'm gonna go one tick. Did anything happen? They are shuffling. One more tick. They are still shuffling. This is a no-win scenario, friends. I'm just letting you know. You gave me a goal. You said, get adamantine in less than a year. Give us a guide for how to play your first year. I gave you a great rollout, and I wanted to show you how possible it was to get to this very, very fun stuff. And you know, we did it. We did it, friends. We did it. Nothing bad ever happens when you pierce the adamantine. Let's watch everything crumble. And I do think I remember someone saying like, "Oh, please be gentle with my dwarf that you named after me." I decided no. You know, Mint, I think you might just have to check the VOD later to see what happened. We have gone to the depths. You know what? Kylania has actually pretty much nailed it down. We could just play Doom music. You know, that's a pretty good representation of what's happened. So someone suggested, how about I pull the lever? All right, this is probably the last ever
Pull the lever, Crunk.
that we'll be capable of doing. I wish them all the best, but I do not have high hopes. Good luck, guys. Also, I'm not gonna say anything, but this bridge is made out of gneiss. Nice. I think it's pronounced gneiss. Wow, look at those graphics. Love it. Frozen extract. Oh, they're speaking. This is my fight too. This might require an answer. They really do just destroy everything. Now they're kicking my cats. Rude. Rude. Just so you know, chat, this was the plan from the very beginning. This was always the plan. I think that went well. Yeah, those stockpiles were temporary as hell. And thus ends the story of the dwarves that dug too deep. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll stop the recording for the YouTube video and we'll get back to our regularly scheduled streaming. But I just wanted to show you guys the most action-packed first year you could have.